As the United States continues to face the threat of Iranian nuclearization, Colin Kahl of the Center for a New American Security joins us to discuss his upcoming report, Atomic Kingdom. If Iran builds the bomb, will Saudi Arabia be next? In the report, he examines the likelihood that Saudi Arabia will pursue nuclear weapons if Tehran succeeds in its quest for the bomb.
I'm Colin Kahl, Senior Fellow at the Center for a New American Security.
How would Saudi Arabia respond if Iran acquires a nuclear weapon?
Well, the conventional wisdom on how Saudi Arabia would respond is that they would quickly follow suit. That is, they would build their own nuclear weapon or they would acquire one off the shelf from Pakistan. And if they weren't able to do that, they would seek at least a nuclear umbrella from Pakistan. Our new report, Atomic Kingdom, basically says that conventional wisdom is likely wrong. That the Saudis have a lot of incentives to pursue some type of nuclear deterrent, but are more likely to settle for an American security guarantee than any of the other alternatives.
How likely is the Pakistan option?
It kind of depends on what Pakistan option we're talking about. If the idea is that Pakistan might illicitly transfer an operational nuclear weapon to the kingdom, there's been a lot of rumors that there's already an arrangement to that effect. Our report argues that that's a lot less likely, that there might be a lot of smoke around that potentiality, but not a lot of fire. That the Saudis face a lot of disincentives to do that. It would violate their nuclear non-proliferation commitments. It would lead to a strategic rupture, probably with the United States, and the Pakistanis also would be targeted with international sanctions. So we don't think that's very likely. We do think it's more likely that the Saudis might turn to the Pakistanis for a security guarantee, but then again, if it comes down to a security guarantee between the United States and Pakistan, we think the kingdom will choose the United States.
What should the United States be doing to affect Saudi and Pakistani calculus?
Well, the report suggests that we do three things. First, that we continue to emphasize that prevention is the policy of the United States as it relates to a nuclear-armed Iran. I think that if we prematurely signaled that we were giving up on prevention and shifting towards another strategy, it would be a bad idea, and that the best way to address the motivation for the Saudis to acquire any kind of destabilizing nuclear deterrent is to prevent Iran from acquiring a nuclear weapon in the first place. The report also argues that we should be conditioning nuclear cooperation with the Saudis on improved safeguards and transparency mechanisms that would make it more difficult for Saudi Arabia to build their own nuclear weapons. And finally, the report argues that we should maintain our leverage with Pakistan. There will be a great temptation as U.S. forces draw down from Afghanistan to distance ourselves from Pakistan, and we argue that's a bad idea if we want to maintain pressure over and leverage over Islamabad to prevent them from transferring nuclear weapons to the kingdom.